in this argument, there are three assumptions. Sean?
So, the connection between birth weight and health.
Yes, that's assumption number one.
The connection between previous year's crops and food
Yes.
available.
Previous year's crops and food available is another assumption. They are not necessarily the same thing.
Oh, and is the other one that one region is like that in every region? Or I don't know. I was confused about that.
Okay, interesting. I hadn't thought about that assumption. I was thinking this is a very common assumption that's flawed on the LSAT. It's going from a correlation to a causation. So assuming that if you have correlation, then you have causation. That is an assumption, and it's flawed. So those are the three big ones. It is true that this was just about a particular area, and then the conclusion says this indicates that the health of a newborn depends to a large extent. So it's like, oh, we're assuming that what's true of this group here is going to be just a general takeaway, a generalization. So yeah, there's an assumption there as well. I hadn't thought about that. But definitely want to get the correlation to causation, and definitely want to get the shift in language, right? Okay, so that actually helps us with the answer. Inferring in this case means what? What's another word? Not assuming. Concluding. So you can just replace it with concluding, and we can do that for all these answer choices except for E, which is a little different. But A says concluding from evidence that conclusion. Right? So in the blanks here, you have inferring from premise that conclusion. What is the first word? Well, let's talk about why A is correct. Inferring from a claimed correlation, yes, between two phenomena, yes, birth weights and the crops, that two other phenomena, health and food, are causally connected to one another. That answer choice captures those three assumptions, right? Okay, answer choice B, what's the first clue this is wrong? Soul. Everything up to that point is okay. Then you get to soul and it's wrong. It's not the sole cause. There could be other causes. It's not claiming that at all. It's just claiming that this thing causes that thing. That what? That the amount of food has an effect on the health, but it's not saying that other things don't have an effect on the health. Right? Okay. C, what's the first word that makes that wrong?
Still exists.
Still exists. It's stuck with correlation instead of going to causation. It also sticks with the same two phenomena, which we actually have two different phenomena, right? Okay. D, what's the first clue there?
Common cause.
Okay, yes. Common cause. We didn't talk about cause. We just talked about what is it saying? Inferring from the reconciliation two phenomena, the existence of a common cause of the phenomena, and then presenting a hypothesis. Yeah, so this would be like a third thing causing both, right? As opposed to them being related. Yeah. Sean, you're smiling.
No,
It's just a bad answer. Okay. E, this is a little bit different. Did you notice how they flipped this around? It says inferring the existence of one causal connection from, so they put the conclusion first. So concluding the existence of one causal connection from that of another, and then providing blah, blah, blah. What's the first clue this is wrong? Another. We didn't have another causation. We had correlation in the premises. Cool. Are we okay with this? Okay. So